I'm sorry that there's somewhat of a mess behind me, but isn't that a cool pumpkin? Like, my neighbor gave me that. Her children grew it. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's really beautiful. Eventually, I'm gonna cut it open and make a pumpkin pie out of it. Hi, people. I'm Adrienne Floreen, and I am a YouTuber who has lived in Humboldt County, California since 2002. So if you just arrived in Humboldt County, California, I kind of feel sorry for you, because we're having an interesting situation right now. My boyfriend has this check that he can't cash, and to cash the check, he's going to need to take a bus, possibly for like 45 minutes to get to Walmart, which is apparently the only place in Humboldt County that will cash this check. And he could not do this last night because the last bus runs at like 8 p.m., which is like right around when all the restaurants here close. Like, if somebody came here, for example, to go to college from a big city, they might not realize that this is considered to be a rural area where, unlike in actual cities, I'm recording a video, businesses close at like 7 or 8 p.m. and the buses stop running around that time too. There's a possibility that this might be part 2, because I'm not sure if I can join clips together on this phone. People, I've tried. This phone is going to have to go back. The reason that it hasn't gone back yet is that we just got the parts for our car, and my boyfriend cannot fix it yet because we need to buy things and he can't cash the check. So my boyfriend, while cleaning the house, found this, and I'm holding it with a paper towel because it's disgusting. It is my old Humboldt State University textbook. And actually, it's a notebook, not a textbook. The textbooks are here. Wow, I misspoke again. Wow, and I can't edit it out. Sorry for misspeaking, people. I'm not a perfect person. So, Humboldt State University, that has been called Humboldt State University since quite some time before I moved here, has been renamed. It is now Cal-Poly Humboldt. So, you can't go back to Humboldt State. No, you can't go back to Humboldt State, because it's Cal-Poly Humboldt, not Humboldt State. It's not Humboldt State University anymore, right? So in honor of the renaming of Humboldt State University to Cal-Poly Humboldt, I am going to show you my old textbooks from when I attended classes there, and also at College of the Redwoods. And I'm going to tell you the horrible story about why I don't have a degree. Because when I first moved to Humboldt County, California, I did not realize I was going to end up living here permanently. But when I realized that I was going to be either staying here for a long time or permanently, I enrolled in college, because I had been going to college back in New Jersey, and that seemed like the rational thing to do to continue my college education. So I attempted to get a degree in science. This did not work out very well. The reason this did not work out very well is that as a female, I have my period, and my periods are pretty bad. And at that time, they had a rule. I'm not sure if they still have this rule, but they might. The rule was that if you were going to miss class, you had to have a doctor's note written by a doctor explaining why you had to miss class, written at least an hour before the class. Now imagine if I wake up having my period early, screaming in pain at 7 a.m., and I'm supposed to be in class at 8 a.m. look, I tried going to the doctors, I tried going to the ERs, and it was like just too much for me. And for them, apparently. They would not let me take a final exam early. For example, I wanted to take a final exam for, I think it was a physics class, like a week early. It might have been a biology class. And they said, no, you can't take the exam before the rest of the students. You have to take it on that day. And then I tried to take it on that day, and I was just like too sick. I literally couldn't do it. And there was another time where I told the teacher that I knew I was going to be sick, and I said this in front of the whole class. I said to my French teacher, I know I'm going to be sick on Tuesday. I am not going to be able to show up in class and take the test on Tuesday. And the teacher went like ballistic on me in front of the whole class, like went off on me. Who knows they're going to be sick? You know you're going to be sick? How do you know you're going to be sick on Tuesday? And I said, well, that's the date that I'm most likely going to have my period on. I mean, it was like embarrassing. It was like a whole class, boys and girls. So at some point, I gave up on trying to get a degree in science. And the reason is they put me on academic probation for missing too much class, and I was taking these really long trigonometry classes and biology classes, and then I looked through the catalog and I saw all these language classes, or the catalog, should I say, because I was attending both Humboldt State University and College of the Redwoods at that point. And then I said, you know, I'm really good at learning languages. Even if I'm like sick laying down in bed, I could memorize like some words in Russian or in Arabic or in Spanish or in French or in Japanese. So I dropped out of all my science classes and I enrolled in all these foreign language classes intending to get a degree in linguistics or something. And I ended up ultimately just completely dropping out of college, but I did learn quite a bit. And I have some interesting textbooks that I want to show you from when I attended College of the Redwoods and Humboldt State University. These are my old foreign language textbooks. This is the Russian textbook, and this is the Arabic textbook, and this is the Japanese textbook, and they're all weird. They're all really, really weird. And I'm going to explain why. This book was printed when the Soviet Union was still the Soviet Union, and then reprinted to be used as a foreign language book. Okay, so like the Soviet Union was no longer the Soviet Union when, where is it? It's the page I read out in the last video I made about this book. I think it's the beginning of chapter 4. So it was like 2006 or 2008 or something when they were using this as the Russian textbook. This is Ya Ocean Rad Stovoy v SSSR. That means I am very glad that you were in the USSR. All right, this is the workbook that they used. There was also a textbook, I couldn't find it, as the Japanese textbook at College of the Redwoods. It's made by the Japan Times. See that? But this wasn't made for college students. This was made for businessmen that needed like a crash course in Japanese. So the amount of Japanese they expect you to learn in like one chapter is like what you would learn in like a month or a semester in a normal college Japanese class. But the professor yelled at me. And he said that my Japanese handwriting wasn't good enough when I showed him this. So I dropped out of the class. That was enough for me. I don't like when people tell me off and tell me how stupid I am. But look at that. Look at my beautiful Japanese handwriting. I never filled out the rest of the book, but I did read the whole thing. Goodness. And this one was from Humboldt State University. Well, this was the Arabic textbook they used as the textbook at Humboldt State University. And they had a pre-Arabic class that would teach you how to read Arabic, because this book does not cover anything about how to read it. They expect you to already know how to read this. And this book is also designed for, like, children in Saudi Arabia, not Americans trying to learn how to read Arabic, as you can clearly see. I mean, seriously. Can you read that? There's not even, like, a chart of the Arabic alphabet in this book. But it's really beautiful. I made photocopies of, like, the first few pages of all of these books for my children. And I'm going to teach them to read and write Russian, Japanese, and Arabic. Look at that. The reason this book looks untouched is I spilled coffee on the one that I was using when I was taking the class. So, like, before I stopped going to college, I bought another one because they still had them for sale at the university bookstore, and the people at the photocopy place broke it when they photocopied it. She took my book and she just like split it in half like this. She broke my book. Look at that. They broke my book. This book is really interesting because it's made by the Saudi Arabian government, and it says it's for full-time Islamic schools. Full-time Islamic schools are a relatively new phenomenon in the United States. However, the growth of such schools has been rapid, and alhamdulillah, several hundred such schools now exist, and the number is expected to mushroom further in the coming years. Wow. Circa like 2006 or 2008. Wow. Wow. Aren't these books interesting? Like, they're all weird. That's what I said. They're all weird. This one promotes the USSR. This one tries to make you memorize like a year worth of Japanese in a week, and this one promotes Islam, and it's made by the Saudi Arabian government. These books are so cool and so interesting. So I am now going to end this video because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to even upload it. I'm pretty sure our internet is working right now. It was out for most of the day yesterday. I hope it works right now. I hope that when I plug this phone into my computer that I will be able to see this video and get this video off the phone and onto the computer and then up onto YouTube. If you do see this video, please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, subscribe to my channels, and comment on all my videos. And I really, really want to stress the sharing thing, because I have been like shadow banned. It doesn't matter what I make a video about. I uploaded like 6 the day before yesterday. The one day our internet was working in the last like almost month, and almost none got any views. None got any views, like none got more than 100 views, basically. I have no idea why this is happening, and it doesn't matter where I share them. I just don't get views. They have shadow banned me. They sent me a message saying that they mailed me a code that might be delayed for 4 to 6 months that I can use to monetize my channel. Every time I go to my channel, these warnings pop up saying, warning, you must log in with your code or you won't be able to monetize your channel. But I haven't gotten the code. So I'm going to end this video now. Bye, people. So this is my Arabic textbook from Humboldt State University that I hold up to the screen. And I would like the person who comments on my channel in Arabic to answer this question. Ma hadha. Because I would like you to answer this question before I show you what it says on my phone and what it says in page 3 of this book. What do you call a bed? Is it? Can my phone focus? Can we focus? Are we focusing? Tacht. That's what that says, tacht. And by the way, can you please, like, when you comment on my channel in Arabic, comment in vocalized Arabic? Because without these, this phone is horrible. Marks that look like accents, you're basically sending me a string of consonants and some but not all of the vowels. Where's your bed? Sarir. This phone is not even focusing now. They really sent me a bunk phone. There you go. That says Hada Sarir. So what is it? Because this is one of the words that I said while attempting to speak Arabic to somebody that made them laugh at me. There was also a person who is a YouTuber from Russia, actually I think 2 or 3 at this point, who occasionally comments on my channel in Russian. I would like to ask you a question. Что это? Because the word I learned out of my Russian textbook that made people laugh at me when I attempted to speak Russian was this one. Pedo. Apparently that's like the word for an old quill pen, and I got laughed at and asked if I learned Russian from my grandmother when I said that word. According to Google, this is ruchka. R-U-Ch-K-A. And if I pronounce this properly, it would be not ruchka or ruchka, but ruchka. With just the ch. It's incredibly hard for me to pronounce, like phonetically. And I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but that is apparently what they call a pen in modern times in Russia. And apparently in some countries, Arabic-speaking people no longer call a bed a sarir. Like, this is great. Lovely. I embarrassed myself literally, like, saying what I learned in college to native speakers of these languages. Like, seriously. Look at this textbook. I still, even though I can read, like, Arabic, which is basically cursive, have a very difficult time reading Russian cursive, especially because there's, like, numerous different versions of it. And it's, like, difficult to tell some of the letters apart. And look, they wrote it in, like, English cursive, too, in some weird font. Look at this. Look at this. Like, I can read that says bumaga. But I have a hard time remembering that this, sorry, I pointed at the wrong one, is the B. It's like, it looks like a D. B, D. Why? I don't know. I have a hard time with Russian cursive, but now I am going on basically a dissertation about linguistics and how languages are being taught at colleges using textbooks that may not be, like, accurate. And by the way, look at this. Just look at this. Just really ridiculous. If you speak these languages and comment on my channel, please tell me what words you would use for these items in modern times. Like, answer mahada and shoeto for me, please. Thank you. And please don't get irritated. I'm sure someone's going to be irritated if anyone ever watches this video.